Hello and welcome to First Reformed Take, the NBA show. We're back. Oklahoma City Thunder are champions. Tyrese Halliburton has died a warrior's death. Um, and it is the Draft Psycho show. And right before this show, I just got a text from my friend saying Iran has launched missiles with the wonderful message just saying interesting move,
It's,
which I just
it's, a,
think is a
it's an interesting
really funny
move.
thing to say in a text.
Yeah.
Interesting move. I figured he was talking about NBA news, which is why I
Interesting move. Iran has compromised the Indiana Pacers to a permanent end.
oh, um if only they were capable enough to do that, but the Pacers did it to themselves by starting Miles Turner, who is on the bozo list for me now.
Yeah, welcome to the Miles Turner is fake good train. I've been on it for a while. There's plenty of room on board. Anyway, the NBA season is over. It is mercifully over. This felt like a very long year where a lot of enjoyable players got hurt.
Mm.
And ending with literally the running back the Kevin Durant injury by making a guy on play on a bad calf, and lo and behold, he tears his Achilles again. Just goes to show you nobody learns anything in sports. Um,
No, he had to play, I think, for
I,
himself,
I
but
will say it's less bad than the Durant one because the Pacers had never won a chip. I mean, he's literally their best player, whereas the Warriors, all they were trying to go three-peat, and I think Durant was in even worse shape than Halliburton was. I don't know that making her Durant play on the bad calf in that series was a
yeah, the Warriors would have been fine.
everyone knew it was a mistake. Whereas this game, Halliburton had just had a strong game six, and he got off to a good game seven. But like at the
Nine
end of the
points, three for
day,
four from three.
yeah, at the end of
He
the
was
day,
playing well.
if you're making an NBA player play on one leg, the bill will come due sooner rather than later. And Halliburton does feel like the kind of guy who may not come back from this. I was saying yesterday because he's already said he has like a bad back.
Yeah,
He was bothered by
he
the
had
ankle
he was
injury
really bad when he was
for a
hurt.
while.
Like
Yes,
he
and
was bad. Like we thought he was
yes.
done.
Yes, and like he the ankle injury he suffered at the end of 24 bothered him well into 25. Um, I don't know. I don't think this is going to be a Durant situation where he comes back to like 80% of what he was.
Now Durant's a top
Um,
10 player all time, probably. At least top 20.
yeah.
So yeah, not everyone's gonna
You may
bounce
want to
back like
switch
that.
to Tankathon's big board as those are the mock draft
Hmm.
because they'll have more players listed. But anyway, season is over. Now the real season can begin. It is draft and trade season. We've already gotten two very fun trades in the books. One I think everybody saw coming, Durant getting out of town to the Rockets. I think this was a total coup for the Rockets, giving up the 10th pick and their two worst contracts and a bunch of second rounders for Durant. Most people seem to think and including my co-host here, seem to think the Suns did okay.
Well, I
I
just think they
Yeah.
did. I think they were always going to do badly.
Yeah.
I don't.
There and the Suns,
They
I
don't
think,
need to be dragged for this. They need to be dragged for what led to this more
correct.
than
And
this.
also, I was looking at this. I don't think the Suns control any of their own picks until
No,
like
they don't.
2031. So they can't
They're
even
totally
tank. Yeah, they are legitimately fucked for like the next decade. Like the best case scenario is they're the Hawks of the West, and you don't want to be the Hawks of anything,
they
including
have to
the
move
Hawks.
Booker. So,
Yeah, but then they have literally nothing.
oh
And
yeah.
I mean, I don't see anybody giving up multiple firsts over the next five drafts for Booker. He's
An
like a,
Eastern Conference team would if you did it this year. But I don't think
I
they'll do it this year.
I
I don't think they've
wonder
accepted it.
I wonder if the Bucks find a way to swap the dead Dame Lillard contract. But do they have like anything else they
Yeah,
can
that's a
move?
thought, but I don't know if they have many assets left.
Well,
I mean,
I
the
don't know.
Desmond Bain trade being the other one is the only
Right.
thing that gives anyone hope
Yeah, the Bane
because
trade,
it's
I
such
think,
a bad trade, but
for
also,
who?
hey, it might for whoever traded the Magic for
You think it was
trading.
a bad trade for the Magic?
Yeah, I do.
Really? No, I
Yeah,
think that
they
was like
traded. How much did they give away for that?
they
Like
gave away
four?
a shitload. I do agree on that, but I'm a big like draft picks or currency guy, and like to me, it feels a little bit like the Cavs making that deal for Mitchell. It's a lot for Desmond Bain, but like they
It's a better
probably
trade today than it was yesterday when Halliburton
they
was up.
probably just made themselves the third best team in the East. I mean,
Yeah,
and you might as well go for it. And if I mean, the thing I really question about the Magic is like, is there something wrong with their training room? Because like, if this could turn into the Pelicans in a hurry if it turns out they're just bad at keeping players healthy and bad at
inshallah.
managing injuries. Yeah. Well, that's true. We don't like the Magic that much. I think they have fun players, but like their ownership, even by ownership standards, is pretty rank.
I turned on them
Um,
after the trade. I just don't like the trade. I'm
I
against it.
think
And
the
I like Desmond
trades.
Bain fine enough.
I think the trade is exactly what they need, and I think they just had to make a kind of an overpay to get him from the
I
Grizzlies.
think it's a huge overpay,
Um,
but we'll see.
this is the best kind of podcast where the two hosts just do not see eye to eye on
Yeah,
anything. But the good
I
news
don't like
is
it.
I'm the only person who has done any research on the draft, and you have not. So this is
I
now
watched
my
one Josh Lloyd video today
this is now
with his
my
rankings.
episode, motherfucker. So
Yeah, I'm providing
um
color commentary on this.
the draft incredibly is tomorrow because the
Wait,
NBA
is that
is
true? I thought it was Wednesday.
oh, it's Wednesday. Sorry. It is
Okay, good.
Wednesday, but still
It's
like
close though.
literally no buffer time between the end of the finals and the draft. I really think they should schedule this probably for like the second week of July. Like let people breathe a bit.
I
I
think the
mean,
only reason I'll give Adam Bronze a pass is that it's very annoying to have the free agency stuff leak, and I would like to have the draft before free agency.
that's true. When
In
does free agency
general,
start? What the league year is
July
July
1st
9th,
usually,
right? Oh, I
right?
thought it was July
Oh,
9th. Wait, let me look this
I
up.
don't know. I just always remember the 1st of
League
July
year
being kind of the
NBA.
NBA week. I remember Gordon Hayward being announced on the 4th of July, I think.
Um,
Um,
Last year
which,
was June 30th, so I
yeah,
think
it's
you
usually
may be
right at
correct
the
as July 1st.
turn.
I don't know where I got July 9th from.
Oh no, that's my sister's birthday.
Uh,
I'm gonna be
good
in Bath, England.
good for her. Good for her.
Hmm.
Yeah, but anyway, this we have to do the draft show now. And this is probably going to be this is probably going to be a two-parter. I don't think we have time to do three. I have sort
No,
of a
I don't think
hard.
we'll get to three. I mean, oh, there's
Um,
an Israeli player,
I think
Ben
multiple
Seraph.
technically, because I think Danny Wolf, he's Jewish and I think is on, yeah, he's American Israeli. So he like he's played for Israel. We will try to avoid direct political commentary as
Yeah,
much
I
as
know. I
possible on
will.
this. Um, but in any event, yeah, I've done all the research. I have smoked salvia under a waterfall in New Mexico, and this is going to be a pure vibes uh, draft selection. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to go through each player, or as many as we feel like, but certainly the entire everyone listen to the first round. And I'm going to say, do I think this player will be good in the NBA? Do I think this player will be bad in the NBA? Do I think this player will be fine in the NBA? And by fine, I basically mean like RJ Barrett pre-Raptors, even RJ Barrett now, really, but
Yeah,
RJ Barrett
RJ
pre-Raptors,
Barrett's
like, or
an
Cam
NBA
Thomas,
player.
like an NBA player, but not necessarily a star or someone who lives up to their draft
RJ
billing.
Barrett's on the borderline of bad for me,
Yeah, he
but
actually kind of
he's,
is, but like
I
he
mean,
is,
the Knicks thing wasn't great, but
but he's
yeah,
someone who will play in the NBA for at
a lot
least
of
10
these guys in the
years.
first round just won't
Correct,
play.
correct. And I think I when a player is bad, I don't want to spend like more than like 30 seconds on each player because I only have 40 minutes and then maybe a cooldown and then maybe another 40 minutes.
Yeah.
We're not actually sure how this works. But there are some players who I think will be bad if they're on the wrong team. So some players will have to get a little bit more exposition, but for the most part, it's going to be good, bad, fine. And as briefly as possible, a reason why.
And I'm just looking at the 21 draft quickly to illustrate the point of how kind of deep down the draft goes now, where I mean it
Yeah,
does spread like Bones Highland picked 26, Cam Thomas 27. Darren Sharp has contributed. He's also a fantasy guy for me. But then I
yeah.
mean we've got I don't know, maybe I'm hating on Corey Kispert,
I
but
don't
I
think
feel
he's in. Well,
like
Josh Primo's the boot night, and
has Corey Kispert done anything? I guess he played 80 games.
he's okay. I
Yeah.
mean, he's fine. He's the kind of person I would say is fine. Like if you're gonna play five
I
plus
mean,
years in the league.
being right before Sengun
I
is
know.
so bad.
Yeah, and that draft, I just to do my bona fides, I was a big Sengun guy in that draft, and I ended up being right there. But I was a big Mobley guy too. I was very happy the
Now, isn't
Cavs got
Turkey
him.
not Turkey shouldn't be named that technically.
Oh,
So,
we are not
right,
getting into that. But I was
country.
also I thought the Warriors had the best draft with Kuminga and Moody. I think neither of whom have really lived up to their billing. Although, hello, can you leave it on
Yeah,
one screen, please?
sorry. I forgot we were recording my screen.
Folks, my co-host is
I was
probably an
looking up the
undiagnosed
correct
ADHD
I was
case.
looking up the
Anyway,
correct pronunciation of Turkey.
great. We have like 25 minutes
Yeah.
now plus the
Should
cooldown.
we should
I
we
would love to
begin
like
with Cooper Flag?
yeah, okay. Cooper Flag, good. I
Yeah.
think he does nothing poorly. He has some areas for improvement. He needs to tighten up his handle a bit. But he's a really good athlete. I think underrated for, pick a reason why. He's huge. Was clearly the best player in college basketball last year. Um, I anything
Maybe vaguely
less.
disappointing last year for college basketball, I would just say, compared to some of the other true phenom years we've had. I don't feel like
I
he took over in the same way Zion did quite as exciting, but
Yeah, I don't think
whatever.
you're wrong, but like I think he's a much safer pick than
I do
Zion for
too.
multiple reasons. And he's crazy young. I mean, he does not turn 19 until
Yeah, he's 18 and a
December.
half.
Um, yeah, I think the ceiling here is high. I think there's a very decent chance he turns into Scottie Pippen, or if his shot really comes along, Larry Bird even. I mean, that's very high end, but like high floor, high ceiling guy would go number one, I think, in most of the last 10 drafts. He's going to be good. I think he's going to be good. I do love the James slander. I think we've talked about previous on the podcast where he called him like what did he call them? Like White Anthony Randolph or American Drake and Bender,
It's pretty good.
someone else, Josh McRoberts with a PR team or something. And like that was when he had that bad turnover to lose to Kentucky. But like you watch how he plays and his motor and you just go, he can't be that bad. And I think where people underrate him is just he does not have an elite skill. But if you're like an A minus at almost everything, except for like handle and like Victor Wembanyama doesn't have a great handle either. Like you can
I
get
think
past
there's
that in the
a
NBA.
lot of Tatum to him, actually. I know
He
a
gets
few
that he
people
gets
have
that
said
comp a
that.
lot. I feel like he's
But
not
I'm just looking at the
exactly the
stat
same
sheet.
player.
No, but just like I don't think he's gonna be like Shea scoring 40. He'll have 40-point games, I think, in the
I
NBA.
mean, so does
Sure.
Tatum. Yeah.
Yeah, so does
Um,
Tatum. But like I think right around like this 20, 30 a night type of guy, 30 in his prime, and
sure,
then
sure.
making plays.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean I like Cooper Flag. I think it's funny that this site lists all the wind shear stuff as his strength. That's weird, but
I don't know why Tankathon does that. I mean,
yeah.
his
But
BPM is
but the
based on his
no stat
college.
weakness is very funny. And
Yeah.
yeah, he doesn't seem to have many flaws.
No.
If his defense is good,
His defense is
that's
very good.
always
He's
the
he's a
thing.
very good weak side defender. I don't know how good he is point of attack wise, but like if you're playing the 3-4, or like playing on the wing mostly, which I think he'll do, I don't think that matters as much. But anyway, we're talking too much time
Yeah, do
about
you want
one
to move
guy.
off Flag?
move forward.
I
Uh,
will say I worry about the Mavericks, but Dylan Harper's way more interesting because this one's locked in too, right? This is
yes,
San Antonio's basically
yes.
officially taken him.
Yeah, and I'm just going to say I think Dylan Harper will be good. I don't. The general consensus is he's not quite as good a prospect as Cade, who's the guy who gets comped to the most. But like he handles the ball well. I think he's a good enough defender. He was the situation with Rutgers is very weird. Yeah, they had two star players and did nothing with them. He needs to improve his shooting, but I think it's a similar trajectory with Cade where he's probably going to take 2 or 3 years to actually like be good, but I think he'll be good eventually. Okay. Moving forward.
I don't have any opinions on Dylan Harper other than, yeah, I
Okay.
hope he's good because I like our San Antonio team.
Yeah, Edgecombe, I think is going to be good. I think he has genuine multiple all-star potential. He's a great athlete, very vertical for his size. He's sort of bad with his half-court offense. Like he doesn't finish in the half court as much as you want. He's not like a downhill guy, but like he's a decent shooter. Like he shot 34% from three, and it sort of tailed off towards the end of the year, but he was ahead of Trey Johnson for like a few games, and Trey Johnson's supposed to be like the best shooter in the class. Good defender for his size, negative wingspan, but
Yeah, I'm looking at that.
if you
Should we
mostly
be worried?
have him, no, I think if you mostly have him on guards, I don't think he can guard 1 through 4, but I'm not too worried about that. Better passer than I think he gets credit for. Good rebounder for his size too. I'm always a guy who wants to bet on athleticism, and his is very good. I Baylor had like 3 or 4 guards or something playing at once, so he was also in like a weird fit there. But he's a good player. I think he has legitimate upside, and yeah, I'm going to say he's good.
This is one I have to pause and ask a question on. So
Okay.
Edgecombe,
Yeah.
good steals, seemingly a pretty decent defensive guard, maybe.
hmm
Um,
The
is
the co-
he
Sorry, go ahead.
is he going to be able to play significant minutes year one if he goes to the Sixers? Because I was just talking on Skype or Discord, like the Sixers have a window to compete again. They really do. Like all the
He
Sixers
will
doomerism, they
he
have a
will
window.
get he'll get bench minutes on the Sixers, which is fine, I think. He'll be able to play right away. I mean, the comps I've seen for him are like very high end as Depot. I've also seen people comp him to Christian Braun, but like more athletic.
Could he do like an
Um,
Alex Caruso type deal? Is that
no,
no?
no. First of all, I think his ceiling's a lot higher than Caruso. I think they're just different styles of players. Caruso might be a better defender because Caruso's like
Yeah,
kind of
Caruso's a great defender.
big. Like Caruso is not, I don't know what Caruso's wingspan is, but he's like 6'6", isn't he? This says six
He's
five, but I think,
he's
yeah,
a
I mean,
big guy, but I
I think
just
he's
think
bigger. I think Edgecomb's a fake 6'5". He's probably closer to like 6'4". Um,
I
but
think what the Sixers need right now is just defense and those connector pieces. And if this
he
guy
would
is
be.
that, that would be interesting for
He's
them.
not a connection. I mean, he might be a little bit of a connector, but he's a good shooter. Like I think he'll give them bench minutes, scoring,
That's
defense,
valuable too.
offense. That's valuable. Okay, moving on.
This isn't. You have to
Ace
explain to me
Bailey.
what's going on with Ace Bailey. I haven't been
So
following. What is this?
my official Ace Bailey stance is he will be fine, quote unquote, in the same way
Mm.
RJ Barrett was fine. I'm not a huge ace guy. He does take a lot of bad shots, but he also makes a lot of bad shots. He does have legit size and athleticism. Probably a better defender than his stat weaknesses say he is. But like he seems kind of like a dumbass. I mean, he refused to schedule any workouts with the Sixers. He had like this interview where he's like, I have multiple elite skills. He kind of gives Josh Jackson without the criminality aspect of it, which always sort of worries. But he is young. I mean, I think he's just going to be one of these guys who puts up a sort of empty 15 to 20 a night for his career. And um, I don't see him getting to what people think his theoretical ceiling is.
Josh Lloyd hates him. I'm just gonna say he had him ninth.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Said there's a lot of
that's where a
weaknesses,
lot of that's where a
and I
lot
trust
of
Josh.
that's where a lot of draft people are sort of circling him now is like he's a mid-lotto guy, and I think there's a decent chance he falls. I don't know if he's going to pull a Cam Whitmore and fall out of the lottery entirely, but like
Where would he want to fall
his
to?
he wants to go to the
Looking at this
Spurs
board,
apparently.
so all
He
the way down to 14,
I
like,
don't know no one knows what
or
his
they
plan
trade
is.
up. They trade
Nobody knows
up
what his plan is. Nobody knows what his camp is thinking, but he does not want to play for the Sixers.
because the only one
Um,
I see here is Brooklyn, where I'm like, yeah, okay, Brooklyn might do something.
the low end comp I'm
God
looking
knows
at
I don't want to
here,
go to the Suns.
no. He could end up on the Suns. It would be really funny. He's like such a Sunsy player.
Yeah, he is.
But I don't think he gets that far. I think he could end up going to the Hornets. They just
I
keep
do
with
too.
their whoops all wing strategy. He's exactly the kind of player that they'll just have shoot 15 threes a game with no efficiency. Okay, moving on.
Newple, I like this
On
guy.
Newple.
I don't know much about him, but I like him.
I have a hard time getting a read on him. I think he's going to be good. And that sort of goes against my instincts. Like I've seen people say he like throwing like a Desmond Bain comp on him. I'm like, he's not that good. There's also people who think he's going to be a total turnstile on defense. I don't think he's that bad. I think he's going to be a connecting guy with good to elite shooting. Especially with his I think he's a good spot up shooter. I think he needs to sort of become a better shooter off the dribble, but like if you get him space and shoot, I mean, he was a 40% three-point shooter in college and he's a 90% free throw shooter. I mean, he's a good shooter. And
Yeah.
like, but I also think there's like a non-zero chance he's just like Sam Hauser. And like that's not a bad
No,
player, but
that
like, do you
isn't.
want
You're
to
talking of big Sam Hauser. I believe Sam Hauser might be. It's one of the Celtics whites. It's either him or Cornette is like number two in win shares per minute or something. Some dumb stat that I looked up. Super cherry picked, but
that's entirely possible because he's like a very efficient shooter,
like really efficient. So if you get that out
but
of
like
this
he's a
guy,
low volume guy. I guess my question is Sam Hauser's a good player. Everybody wants a Sam Hauser on their team. Do you want to be picking Sam
no,
Hauser
you don't.
fourth or fifth?
No,
So that's where I'm at with Khan. Like I think he's a I think he's going to be good, but not necessarily live up to his draft position. But he'll be good. I think he's going to be have a better career than Ace Bailey. Let me say that
he'll
much.
play real NBA minutes,
Yeah.
and be a real part of like winning basketball is
He
what
can
it seems
probably
like.
be the fifth guy on a playoff team. Like if you put him on the Thunder right now, like they would win 70 games. Like
Yeah.
they don't have any shooting or consistent shooting. And if you're giving him open looks, like he's gonna knock him down. Okay, Trey
So he can be
Johnson.
almost like, nah, not Derek Whitey, but a
No,
shooter.
I don't think he has the kind of he doesn't have the D or he's a secondary connector, but he doesn't have that kind of passing. White's a pretty good passer.
Who
Trey
is Trey
Johnson.
Johnson?
So he's supposed to be one of
He
the
is
better
slotted for the
shooters in the
fifth pick by
class, and
odds.
he is. Texas was pretty bad. I don't think he's like an exceptional athlete, but he has good size. People say he's a better passer than he got credit for, but Texas kind of wanted him to be their lead guy, so he didn't pass the ball that much. Um, Not a great defender, but I don't think he's terrible. I think he's going to be fine. I'm putting him in the fine category. I think he may be let's say Buddy Hield. That seems kind of like a lazy comp. What comps have I seen for Trey? I mean the highest level comp I've seen for him is Allen Houston, which is interesting. I don't think he's
It's a
that kind of
deep
player.
cut name.
But someone threw a Kevin Huerter comp on him. I think he's probably Kevin Huerter's not that good, but like Trey,
Yeah.
Trey feels like a microwave guy to me. Like I think he's going to give you a game where his shot is falling. I think he's very hard to stop and defend, but he's also going to have games where he's just not hitting his threes. And I don't think he really offers a ton else when he's not hitting his shots. So he's going to be fine, but I don't think he's a, starting five guy on a championship caliber team, nor do I think he has like an all-star median outcome, which some of these
Uh,
guys ahead of him do.
yeah, I'm gonna put him down as a Brooklyn Net and say he has the Brooklyn Net vibes in that I
He
don't care
does,
about him.
especially if they
Doesn't he?
trade Cam, like he could immediately replace what Cam does,
Doesn't he feel
basically.
like one of those guys? Like in Brooklyn, pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's not go to a guy I think Maluach I think is interesting.
South Sudan.
I am going to come out and say he is going to be a fit bust. I think he is going to go to the wrong team, and I think because he is not Derek Lively, he is not NBA ready yet. His hands are bad. His situational awareness is bad. He's an unbelievable athlete for his size. He has great tools. He's surprisingly good at switching onto guards, but he just is not ready on the
Oh,
offensive side of things.
can I ask a question?
Sure.
Is this the guy people are comparing to Draymond Green? Because I
What?
know there's
No,
someone in
no,
the
no. We'll
draft.
we'll get to him. We'll get to him.
Okay.
No, I don't know who his comps are. I mean,
There's
I think I've
someone
seen
who someone
I've
says that
seen Mark
about.
Williams a few times.
Oh God. Well, okay.
He got a comp to Mitch Robinson, which I was talking about earlier. That surprised me because I didn't realize Mitch was that tall.
Hmm.
I don't know why I thought Mitch Robinson was like 6'8", but I guess he's a legit 7 footer. But I think I was listening to a few draft podcasts and like everyone was saying he needs to go to a team with like a good point guard and like he's going to get taken
Yeah.
apparently by the Wizards,
I was about to say he's a
The
wizard.
Wizards, the Raptors, or the who the hell else is drafting in this range? The Pelicans. Like all three teams that do not have the kind of guard that will maximize his talents. Like I think the Pels or the Wizards take him, and it's just gonna be bad. Like he's gonna
Yeah,
be a fit
Raptors would
bust,
be
and
okay.
this poor
Um,
bastard's gonna get compared to God, what was his name? Hashim Thabit. And it's not fair, but like I think some of these guys have to bust and they have to bust for various reasons, and I think he's one of them.
well,
So
7-2, you
but I
could
think he's
just
gonna
have
be
injury too.
this is also true. I mean, I think he's a fit bust. I think he could be good in the right. Like somehow if the Lakers ended up with him, like I think he'd be all right there
That
with
would be cool.
Luca. But like it's just not
Actually,
gonna happen.
just briefly looking at his highlights, which I thought he seemed like a cool kind of Mike type of player. Yeah, it seems like a lot of
Yeah.
uh alley-oops and that he has some outside shooting. Is that true? A little,
Some
maybe?
he
Will
attempts
he
like
be
one
able
or
to do
two a
the Miles
game.
Turner but good thing where he can
No,
uh
no, no. And he's not like an especially good rebounder either. It's weird. Like he got totally shut down on the boards against, I think, Houston. It was
I'm
just
rooting for this guy. NBA
I
Academy Africa.
I am
I know they were
too.
building a lot of infrastructure there.
I want to be wrong, but I mean like and it's possible he turns into like Zubac, but like I
Oh,
just
that'd be awesome.
he just is not going to end up in the right situation. Like we're looking at the teams drafting in
The
this range.
Wizards thing is scary. They would
Him and
ruin his
Sar
career.
together is such a bad idea, and like it's going to happen. Okay, moving on. Derek Queen, bad. I have to
Bad.
pick some guys who I think will just bust flat out. He is one of them. He's a bad defender. He is a bad athlete.
Plays from Baltimore.
I don't care. He people keep comping him to fucking like Jokic and Sabonis and Sengun. Well, guess what? Those guys can shoot. He can't shoot. He's not a good three-point shooter. He doesn't get to the line that much. He gets talked about as like a good passing hub guy. He averaged less than 2 assists and had a negative assist to turnover ratio. He's small for a center. I don't see it. I don't see it with this guy. I understand he was productive on a Maryland team. I think he has good hands. He has good footwork. But like, if you are like, haven't we? Didn't we go through this with Jared Sullinger? And Sullinger was a better shooter than he was.
Yeah.
Like, if you are a undersized center who is a bad athlete, like people are, and he's also old. He's 20 and a half years old. He's
Yeah, I saw
older
that.
than a couple of the sophomores in the draft. This is one of those guys where he's just going to be bad. I think he's just not. He's going to get played off the floor by quicker guards. He's going to get muscled out by stronger centers. Like people are like, oh, Jokic has a dad bod too. He's like one of the strongest motherfuckers in the NBA. And guess what? He's also the best passer in NBA history. Like people have just talked themselves into
Yeah.
believing this guy's going to be good, and he's just not. Like I don't believe in him. I'm way lower than I think consensus on him, but the floor is just the floor is just low. I mean, I don't see where people are insisting he's going to be an elite passing big. He hasn't shown that. He hasn't shown that. Moving on.
Well, just one question. If he went to Phoenix, would that like solidify that this is a complete bust if he becomes, as
Yes.
they mock, like the KD trade guy?
Yeah,
That
I'm
would
not sure.
solidify.
I think he's a Chicago Bull. That's my vibe. I think he gets to
Oh
12 and the
God.
Bulls take him. Yeah, that's my
Okay.
sense of it. Kasparis Jakusionis, or
I
just
like
everyone
this
calls him
guy.
Casper. Do you?
I just found
I'm
out
not a
he's from
fan. I'm not a
Lithuania.
fan. I'm officially on
Never
the
mind.
he's going to be bad train. I think he's a smart guy. He's big, but he's a poor athlete. I don't think he can defend at the NBA level. He just can't. And like his only I think I don't know. He has a good step back three, but like if you're not like a good driver, and I don't think he is, like you're not going to be able to take advantage of that. I mean, you're not Manu Ginobili, like you don't have that kind of handle. I don't know. I just think it's possible he's going to be, and like he turns the ball over a ton. Like he picks up his dribble too early. He dribbles into
That's what I'm
traffic
seeing
too
here.
much. He's a below the rim guy. His athleticism is below average, I think. I mean, he's big. I don't know. I mean, I keep reading things from like NBA scouts and college guys like, oh, like he'll be a good backup. Like if that's the ceiling we're talking about, you can't go in the lottery. Like I wouldn't lose sleep over taking him in like the 20s, but like someone's going to take him at 9 or 10 or something, and they're going to realize like he's okay at best. And I don't even think he's going to be okay. I think he's just going to be fine. I think he's just going to be. I think he's going to be slightly below fine. Like I don't think he's necessarily out of the league in 5 years, but like they threw a. I saw someone throw a Thomas Satoransky comp on him as like a low end outcome, and like that feels right. Like 5 years, and like you maybe shoot and pass enough that you stick around, but like he's not going to be able to
But you
defend at an
have him as
NBA
basically a
level.
late first round grade, it feels
Me,
like.
I mean, he's higher than that. I mean, I'd say I had to have him somewhere in the 20s, but like, I still don't think he's going to be good. I'm not even sure he's going to be fine. Like, I think he's going to be one of those players who gives back all of his value from shooting and passing with his turnovers and his defense, like basically replacement level.
Yeah, I also think with the way the NBA is going, holding on to the ball is kind of one of the big stat revolutions of, I mean, it's a simple
Man, how much
concept,
time do we
but
have left?
we have 5 minutes, so we're gonna roll through first
Ooh,
14 guys and
this
then
isn't. Yeah,
do
okay,
the
let's do
other
this
one.
quickly. Let's do this quickly.
This is a
Okay.
guy people are high on, Fears.
Okay, I'm high on Fear. So first of all, he has a better true shooting percentage than Trey or Edgecombe, who are supposed to be good shooters. His three-point shot percentage wasn't good, but he was a good free throw shooter. He's very good at getting to the line. He's small, but he's quick and athletic. He could be kind of like a baby Shea. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. This is Scoot Henderson 2.0, and I'm drinking the Kool-Aid anyway, and I still think he's going to be good.
Hmm.
It may take him a couple years to get there, but like I think his shot comes around, and if it does, he's a multi-time all-star. He can pass. He's a good rebounder for his size. Kind of a below the rim guy, but good good steal numbers. I think he's not a horrible defender. He'll get, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on this guy.
Yeah, I mean that good
I think he
because it's
learns
hard
to
to make
shoot.
all-star games as a guard.
I know. Well, he's good to an East team, but
Yeah.
I think he will become a good shooter, and that will really because he's a good downhill guy. He's a very quick first step, and if you're able to shoot, that opens up the floor for you. Okay. Chase Richardson. I want to like this guy a lot, but you cannot be a 6 foot shooting guard in the NBA. Like you just can't. His measurements at the combine were a disaster. he's not a particularly um good ball handler. He's not like a Lou Williams or even like a Rob Dillingham type. He's very efficient, but as a low usage guy, I just don't see it happening for him. I think he'll stick around because I think he sounds like people like him and like if you can shoot like go 3 and 5 off the bench from three, that has some value. But like, I think he's probably going to be fine, slightly below fine. Like not a total bust, but like I don't see him being an NBA starter. I want to like him more than I do because his numbers are kind of crazy, but like he's small.
Not that matters, super inconsistent in the NCAA tournament here.
That's
Um,
also not like a great sign. I mean, you look at like the
it's not
green versus
ideal.
the red for a freshman, but like he's one of those. I think he's one of those guys like maybe calculator rats guy are really high on, and I'm just not.
Josh
I
Lloyd's
want to
high
be.
on him. I can report that. He had him seven.
Yeah, I get it. But like, and also like a lot of the interviews, I like reading how college coaches evaluate these guys when they play them. And like, I know the college game is different, but this hasn't steered me wrong because I was down on Drace Walker and what's his name, Taylor Hendricks, based off what their
I don't
college
even have
college
any
coaches
memory of him.
who played against them said, and the college coaches who played in the Big Ten against Jace are just like, this guy's not an NBA player.
Ooh, how fun.
So
Yeah, I mean,
that's
undersized
an undersized
stuff is
two is
interesting.
just
I'm trying
it's
to think
just
who we see in the current NBA who's like really
I
undersized
have
and
no idea.
good, and I
The
just can't
comp
pull anyone.
Yeah, I mean the comps I'm seeing are like small Malcolm Brogdon, better shooting Tyus Jones. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the one low end Harper is Jared Harper, and Harper was out of the league in what, 3 years, 4 years? So like if that's your floor, that's a problem.
I guess
Like
like
for a
Fred Van
lottery guy.
Fleet is a
I think
name.
FAV is like a way better ball handler, I think. Like,
Yeah.
isn't he a pretty good
No,
athlete? And
I'm
he's a
not trying to
very
compare
good.
anyone to Van Fleet was
Yeah,
great.
I just don't see it. Okay.
We have
How
two
much?
minutes. Let's blitz through at least one more. Who is Carter
Let's get to
Bryant
Carter
and why should
Bryant
I
because
care?
I think we want to talk more about CMB. Bryant's like he was weird. Like he was one of those guys who everybody thought was going to be good. He couldn't crack the rotation, but Arizona fans swore up and down he was their best player. And like I don't know who Arizona's coach is. It's just one of those deals where he just doesn't play
I don't know college
freshmen.
coaches.
I think he probably should have come back, but it sounds like he got a promise in the lotto. I think people are expecting him to be a typical 3 and D guy. He's got a great vertical. I think he's a decent athlete. I think he'll be fine. He's not a good ball handler, and I don't think he can necessarily create his own shot, but like he is a good defender. I mean, in limited minutes, he averaged 2 stocks a game. Like that's pretty good.
Yeah.
3-point shooting is fine. I think he'll be okay. I don't know if he's a starter on a playoff team, but like he could be a 10-year and who knows? I mean, maybe he turns into Michael Bridges and learns how to build his handle, but like he's probably more like a bench 3 and D guy, but there's
Well, it's so
value in
interesting
that.
to me
But
the
he's a
idea
good
of
enough
fouls.
athlete that I would take a swing at him in the lotto here. Like I would, and you, because I think his floor is reasonably high.
I
How much
just
time we
think
got?
anyone, we're going to get cut off. So I'll
All
just say
right, so we'll
anyone
need
who,
a.
like, your weakness is fouls, that is so attackable. And we kind of saw that all through this playoffs
That is a
that
red flag.
scares me. Like, the blocks don't make up for that if you're doing fouls. So
Yeah, but like
we'll
I think
come
that's not
back.
uncommon with young wings. So
No,
okay,
I know. That's why. Is it real?